They come up in an offset eye. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. And how about this wide receiving core, Charles?
Well, I was at the hotel watching a little film, and you popped your head in and said, these receivers are pretty good from what I can tell. You're exactly right. Can't wait to see them do their thing out on the field.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Completes it right side to Cooper. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
A really nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Cooper will come in motion right. The play clock's running down. So offense moving a little too slow there. Could not get set, and they get the penalty. Here's Carr to throw. And that'll be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Michael Crabtree there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. The defensive starters now for Cincinnati.
Telvin Smith is a college safety who's transitioned very well to outside linebacker in the NFL. He runs down most plays.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Carr to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper, and it's 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 3rd and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Now Carr again, looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
And he'll make it across the 20, as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And the D looking like they may blitz. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Vontez Burfict, the one to get him down.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
On second down, here's Carr. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to force it in there to Crabtree that time, and it'll bring up third down.
Let's give some credit to the defensive guys on that play. Able to bat that one away. Sure looked like they were trying to hit the corner route.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. On play action, it's Carr. And he hits on the slant route to Marshall. It goes for a gain of 10, and it's a first down.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Doesn't matter who the runner's going to be each week. Defenses get ready to gang tackle. They want multiple people to the ball. They want to make sure they take the proper angles to the runner, make sure there's no place for him to spin out and go what they call through the back door and get away from people. And they want plenty of guys there to hit him, try to knock the ball free, the whole deal. But on that play, the best laid plans did not work.
Walford in motion, the tight end. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
We got three, fellas. We got three. All right, here we go. Red 18. Zebra.
Walford in motion, the tight end.
Oh, baby, alert.
And they'll go on the ground. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because, really, they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Now Carr. This one caught left side by Cooper. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
This offense is in rhythm now, just accumulating first downs and moving the ball downfield.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. Carr to throw on 2nd down. This will be caught at about the 6. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that is going to set up 3rd and goal.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the 3 now, here they come on 3rd and goal. They'll give it to him right up the gut. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
Partner, it's decision time now. I know it's still just the second quarter, but you have an opportunity to either kick the field goal or go for it and try and score a big-time touchdown. This is why the head coaches get paid the big bucks.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. And tough starting field position here. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Dalton hovering near the goal line. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by David Amerson. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Here comes the D swarming to the line. Yards to go for the offense. 1st down and goal from that 5-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
Throwing now is Carr. That's caught at the 1. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Richard Rodgers, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders have drawn even here, and they can take the lead with the extra point to come. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The center receiver in motion to the right. They begin the drive with Hill. And he's brought down. Give him 11 on the gain there. And the Bengals are going to have a first down.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense. But a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
Forced out to his left. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Cincinnati first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Another look for Dalton on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he motions the wide receiver. 3rd down from the gun, Dalton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Big Geno Atkins here to bring him down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
We ready? Wide and yay! Wide and yay, baby! Alert! Alert! Zebra! Zebra! Watch twist!
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
They come out here in the eye. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he's going to have the first down as he's marked down just shy of the 20. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. Now they'll throw with Carr. Eluding the pressure right. Completes it right side to Cooper. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. These coaches told us they wanted to take the top off this defense. They wanted to be able to stretch them downfield. They showed it pretty well there.
And they knew that if they were able to do that, it would open up everything else. But how did they truly get it done? Practice in the previous week, making sure they had a plan, fine-tuned before they put into effect in the game.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
We got three, fellas, we got three.
Marshall will be the lone receiver right. Carr now on 1st down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Airing one deep for Crabtree. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Red 18.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Marquette King now to kick it for Oakland. This is taken at the 10. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return. And the Bengals take possession. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On second down, Hill. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a one-point game. As we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. Here's Dalton. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Third down, a shot here for Dalton. He sets to, and he's going to be intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. First possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterback, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker. And on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, and he made a nice tackle.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay.
Shift together here from the D-line. Carr now to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He went backwards there 8 yards, and it brings up third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on third and long. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Cooper, the man in motion right. On third and long, it's Carr. And this is going to be incomplete. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
Here's Marquette King now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Trying to shake off the interception. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Khalil Mack, the outside linebacker, drops him for a loss of 6. It's second down. Dalton looking. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Now a first down carry. It's Hill. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Following the penalty, it's Hill. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They come out here in the eye. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. He only needed a few inches. He didn't even get that. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on and it's second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
They come up in an offset eye. Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Take 4.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. From the gun, it's Carr. Looking for Crabtree, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Fresh set of downs here. The first down throw coming for Dalton. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So 2nd and 10 here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. A design run for their wideout. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Now after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Oakland after this. And let's see 6 defensive backs out there. They're in the dime here on 3rd and goal. Dalton on 3rd and goal. And he's got his big tight end, Eifert, and it's a Bengal touchdown. Tyler Eifert, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front.
Well, the lost sleep that the defensive coordinator had all week preparing for this game, a good portion of it was trying to prepare for him because he's absolutely a phenomenal player.
And a lot of times around the goal line, they know it's going to him. It's just so hard to stop.
And that's where it really becomes difficult because you're exactly right. They know it's going to him, yet they still can't stop it. That tells you when you're a dominant player.
Here's Dalton to throw for. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 20. At the 24-yard line. This will probably be the last play of the quarter.
We ready? Baby, alert!
Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. Finding time. And he's going to be taken down. He's sacked on the final play of this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Raider football here, but they're on the short side of the scoreboard right now as we begin the fourth. Now Carr throwing on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing now is Carr. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Now Carr, got to have this one. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. Give him 8 on the play. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And they're going to speed things up here.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. See if they stay on the ground for second down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. So holding by the offense, and maybe now got to shift up what you want to do on the playbook.
Yeah, definitely. Change what you're doing in the playbook, but boy, the advantage shifts to the guys on defense, doesn't it? Longer yardage situations, they often become bolder.
And the offense moving in the wrong direction here now as they face a 2nd and 12.
We ready?
Now Carr. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a third down. And they get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on third down. Throwing his Carr on third down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. They were looking for Marshall that time, and that brings up fourth down.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one.
Hey, we gonna rally.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It finds Crabtree for the completion. That one good for 10 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on fourth down.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on fourth.
Now, that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert it.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. One receiver to the left is Cooper. Carr to throw on second down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
All right, here we go. Wide and yay. Zebra. 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 All right, here we go. Man, we're going to rally. Rally. We ready? Red 18. Red 18. Hey, we're going to rally. Rally. Come on, baby. Alert. Alert. Here we go. Red. Hey, we're going to rally. Rally.
Play clock winding down. To throw, it's Carr. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Marshall, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
Here we go. Red 18.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. And that is incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. From midfield here, Dalton. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they just went 4 verts there against cover 2, didn't they?
They did, and it's really an excellent route versus cover 2 because the longer it develops, the more stress is put on the safeties because they're the ones back, each with half the field responsibilities. The corners don't retreat very far in cover 2. They're closer to the line of scrimmage. So now you've got 4 receivers putting pressure on 2 guys covering. Usually you'll find someone open, and that's exactly what they did there. Made the catch and carried it all the way into the end zone.
It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it into his receiver, Cooper, and it's 2nd down.
If you're a defender, one of the fun things about playing zone defenses, especially in today's football, is that it's not as static as it was in the good old days, meaning you just drop to a point and react to the football.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
See, under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Eifert, the man in motion. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And he fends him off. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down, sack by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on 3rd? We'll see. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And the wideout in motion. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points. A dime look defensively for the Raiders on third down.
Yeah, you're right. 2 extra DBs out there. And he motions the wide receiver. Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
A long way to go for the offense here on third down. Now Carr on the bootleg, sliding out of the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
As a general rule, when you take a deep shot downfield, it's usually a timing pattern. Quarterback in the pocket and looking to hit his receiver downfield. But when he has to move outside of it, timing often gets thrown off. And on that play, that caused the incompletion.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. It. Dalton, he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Their dangerous wide receiver. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. After the touchdown, here's Mike Nugent now to kick this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Defense showing blitz.
We ready? Hey, we gonna rally. Oh, baby, alert, alert. All right, here we go.
Carr now on first down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Oh, baby, alert.
Play action. It's Carr. Flush to his right. He's going to let it fly. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
So now a 3rd and 12 with an extra defender here in the secondary. A nickel look. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
One final try now for Carr. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Wow, talk about a big 4th down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it, having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
And now a little bit of a losing skid here. Only 2 games, but still 2 straight losses. How do they rebound?
Well, able to shake off the first one. Most people say, okay, sometimes we're going to drop one. But then you get to the second one. Now it's imperative that they get together and find a way to stop it. You start getting into 3-game losing streaks, all sorts of bad things begin to happen.
So for the Bengals, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Oakland, they dipped to 2-5 now with the loss. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week.
Na 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 na